Seward's place.
Hello?
Hey, Kev, it's Erwin. What are you up to?
Not much, I just got home from work. How about you?
Same old, same old. Wanna let me in?
Come again?
I'm downstairs, dude. Can you let me in? Put the heads up.
Don't set up, the door's open.
Mr. Kevin Seward.
Hey, Erwin. What brings you around?
Belinda. Belinda. Your best female friend in the world?
I know who Belinda is. I'm just waiting for you to expand on whatever the hell you're getting at.
Well, you know, I was talking with her yesterday, and she said she was worried about you. I told her I'd swing by, check on you. I'm glad I did. You look like hell, man.
Give me a break, all right? I've been working a lot of overtime.
Well, you need to strike a balance, my friend. What good is the money if you don't have the time or energy to enjoy it?
I've been doing it more for the distraction than the money.
Yeah? And how's that working out for you?
Not as well as I hoped.
I figured. But you know what? I have something that will succeed where your job has failed. I'm throwing ugly Christmas sweater party this weekend. And came over to extend the invitation to you in person.
Dude, an ugly Christmas sweater party? There's a common, they're a cliche now. Come on, man, you're more creative than that.
Maybe the basic idea. But is it so common to have it at a place like the Tower?
Tower? What, is that big new club in Albany?
Big is an understatement. That bad boy is 9 stories tall. I mean, we rented the entire 9th floor, and, we're going to hold an ugly Christmas sweater contest, a 50-50 raffle, and people are going to wander between the floors, and renting the top floor gives us roof access, too.
I'm not sure how important roof access is for a winter party in upstate New York, but I'm still impressed. So you said we rented it. Who's we? You mean the Facebook group?
You are correct, sir.
Yes. Good old UMSA. You're going to have to forgive me, Erwin. I never remember what that stands for.
Upstate Mingling and Social Association.
Right, now I remember why I keep forgetting it. It was exactly rolling off the tongue, didn't it?
Well, we could argue all day about the name, but one thing you can't argue about is how successful it is. Have you seen the member numbers? We're at 5,000 and counting.
Technical difficulties.
Mind if I have one?
Go ahead, you can ash on the floor too. I gotta speak to hopefully it's later anyway.
So, what do you think? Are you down?
I have been for a while now.
What? No, not that. I mean, are you down to go to the party?
Oh, that. No. Man, I don't know. I haven't been really great company these days, so I'm going to have to respectfully decline.
Why? Oh, wait. I know. It's because of Lucy's. Again.
You're funny. Nothing could be further from the truth.
Don't lie. She's been your excuse for turning down every invitation that I've extended to you for the last 6 months.
This time she's got nothing to do with it.
I don't believe you.
I don't care what you believe.
Oh, nice. So you don't care if your best friend believes you?
Really, you're gonna play the friendship card now.
Since when is friendship a card?
Since you just made it one. But you're not gonna manipulate me to saying anything I don't want to. I know why I won't go, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. And the reason is Lucy.
She's not the reason, damn it.
Well, then what is?
I don't have an ugly Christmas sweater.
I'm glad you needed that.
I did. Thanks, man.
Well, glad I could help. Now, at the risk of causing trouble again, I must repeat my question. Is Lucy why you won't go?
Yeah.
So, why did you just say that?
I don't know, man. When you started in on me, I just thought one thing. Whatever you do, don't let him be right. I guess I got tunnel vision.
Well, you're right about one thing and wrong about another. You did get tunnel vision, but Lucy isn't the reason you would go. She's the excuse. A reason would be, like, I'll be out of town, or I got hit in the head with a sledgehammer. I'll be in a coma that night. Whereas an excuse would be, my ex will be there.
Or I don't have another Christmas sweater.
Bingo! What do you want me to do this?
I'll just go flush it, please. Man. Come on over. Now, I've always been amazed by how dark it gets during the winter, you know? It's like, I mean, I know it gets dark early, of course. It seems like it always happens earlier each year. Plus, there's something different about winter darkness, you know? It's like, it's almost like it's got weight to it, like a substance. You could almost touch it. And when you wind up in a darkness like that, then you're like a shark in water, you know? You gotta keep moving forward if you want to survive. That's not always easy, because sometimes darkness is, it's just too damn heavy.
It all depends on your perspective.
Yeah, everything does. And speaking of different perspectives, I know you think I should be over Lucy by now, but I'm not, and I can't explain why. If I could, I would know what the hell my problem is, and I could get over it. But look, all I can say is I gotta get through it at my own time, and I won't be very good company until I do. Plus, how do I know she won't be at the party?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's a possibility. I created a Facebook event and invited, the entire group. She marked herself as interested in going.
She's in the group?
Yeah, her and her new beau. I'm surprised you didn't know that. Does she still have you blocked or something?
What do you mean still? I'm still her ex, so I was still a dickhead when she broke up with me, so yes, I'm still blocked. Why is that a shock to you?
Well, because I saw how well, you got along. I figured that even if the romance didn't work out, you'd be friends for life. I thought she'd have, cooled off and added you back by now.
Well, she hadn't.
Well, I've got to get going. Take care of yourself, okay?
Hey, Erwin,
Yeah?
you really thought Lucy and I had that kind of chemistry?
Absolutely.
Why didn't it last?
Well, platonic chemistry and romantic chemistry, they aren't the same thing. Not everyone's compatible with everyone.
Yeah, well. I guess that's a good thing, If everyone was compatible with everyone, sooner or later the world would be full of genetically mutated inbred freaks.
You may be onto something there. We'll talk soon.
End scene. Act 1, Scene 2. Kevin's workplace.
Hey Mike, how's it going? It's the mail for you here. You look super focused. I'm not gonna waste your time with usual chit chat here. I'll just. This one, okay. Yeah, Mike, how'd you get on a site like that?
You slip a few bucks to the underpaid, undervalued IT guy, and they give you the keys to the digital kingdom.
Well, that's not free either. You really pay for that?
Not with my money.
You just company funds?
No, no. Some guy in Sweden.
I see. Well, I'm gonna get out of here before I learn something I'd rather not know. Take care, man.
Yeah, later, Kev. Well, oh, by the way, if you're thinking about telling me about what you saw here, I'd advise against that. Unless, of course, you want upper management to find out about all the little things you've been doing on company time. Kev? You know?
Well, never even crossed my mind, Mike.
Yeah, all right, whatever.
Everything all right, Vinnie?
Does it look like everything's all right?
Hey, man, don't need to be rude. I'm just showing concern.
I don't need anyone to show concern for me, especially not some schmuck who's in his 40s and still works in a mailroom. Just put the mail down and go so I can figure this shit out.
You want me to put the mail down? Sure, I can do it.
Hey, Kevy, how are you?
Hey, Sheila, I'm fine.
Oh, you sure are.
Yeah, so you got any mail for me? Oh, I see. Yep.
Yeah. Now, don't be such a stranger, Kev. Feel free to drop by whenever you like. In fact, I'd be grateful if you did.
Yeah, sure thing, Sheila. Oh my God. I don't even know where I am anymore. like I strayed from the straight road, wandered alone in a dark wood. Actually, no, that's not accurate. You know what? I'd rather be alone than be around a trio like that. But unfortunately, these are the people that are in my life the most these days. But if I want to change that, there's one thing I can think to do about it.
Hello?
Hey Erwin, it's Kevin. I was thinking about that ugly Christmas sweater party. Count me in.
Oh, man. I can tell you how glad I'm to hear that. But I'm in the middle of a movie right now. Can you call me back around 7? We'll discuss the game plan then.
Okay, yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Sure thing. Look forward to it.
Me too, my friends. Me too.
End scene. Act 1, Scene 3, outside the tower. The club's front double doors are upstage center.
I'll be damned.
What's the matter?
Owen Backstabber Rockwell, right over there. That's what's the matter.
Backstabber? What do you mean by that?
Well, a few years ago, I was hanging out with that guy in a bar, and some asshole came up and started getting in his face. I didn't know if the dude was all talk or if he'd actually get physical, so I got between them. You know, so I could say it, I would have taken a punch for the guy. You understand? I mean, would have taken a punch for that poor bastard.
Yeah, it sounds like you were a good friend to him.
Damn right. You know what my payback was? One night in UMSA, I posted the sexual joke in there, which is nothing new for that group. I mean, everyone posts raunchy stuff in there, but seems like for some people there's a limit on how nasty you can get. So people started coming down on me. Most of the comments were from strangers, except for one from that bastard right there. That dude's a shameful opportunist.
Wait. How does that make him an opportunist?
Think about it, man. How many times does he post things in there and he gets totally ignored? All the time. And then he sees people dumping on me and he gets a, aha, light bulb moment. Wow, man, they can't stand Kevin. if I pick on them too, they'll see I'm like them. Maybe I'll even get laid one day. Same son of a bitch I would have taken a punch for. Speaking of punches, you know what the punchline is? It doesn't even work. He still gets ignored in the group. You know what? He's not getting ignored by me tonight.
Well, yeah,
Look.
get a grip on yourself.
Well, that's right. Go ahead.
My buddy Charlie's head of security here. He's coming out to, escort us upstairs, but he won't let you go in if he sees you start to shit. All right? So listen to me. Forget that guy. All right? From this point on, I want you to relax. Enjoy yourself. You're among friends here tonight. If nothing else, you got me. And Belinda too. You understand?
You're the man of the hour, the organizer, the host. You won't have time for me and my whiny problems.
Stop right there. I will always make time for you. You got it? Speaking of time, I wonder what's taking Charlie so long. He should have been out by now. Let's see what's going on. Oh, so explains it. He texted me, said he didn't even notice. He says, Mr. Erwin V. Gleason, meet me in the lobby, but be careful on the way in. The ice above the front door melted. It looks like a damn river.
Erwin V. Gleason, what's the V stand for?
Virgil. You already knew that.
Oh, yeah, it just slipped my mind, all right? Let's get in here. Hey, man, check out this sign. Welcome to the tower. Abandon all inhibition, Gene Lemper here. What a trip.
And scene. Act 1, Scene 4, the tower, 9th floor.
Kevin Seward? Is that you?
Hey, Belinda, how's it going?
Great!
Belinda hugs him, a gesture that speaks volumes. She wishes her embrace could free up all his broken pieces back together.
Oh, I'm glad that you made it. I thought you turned Erwin down again.
I did at first, but then I changed my mind, you know, something, little voice in my head kept saying, this is one party you don't want to miss.
Well, even if you hadn't made it tonight, there will be other events. Erwin is always setting things up like this.
I know, but sometimes there's, you get the feeling it's now or never, you know what I mean? Hemingway called them moments of truth. They're like tests in school, you know? It's like you either pass or fail, and whichever happens, nothing's the same after that.
Well, the good news is it looks like you passed.
I did? Interesting. So is passing based on just showing up, or how much I interact with my fellow UMSA alumni?
Well, for the first time out in months, I'd say just showing up.
That's good, because I gotta be honest, I've been doing a piss poor job on the interacting parts.
Kevin, come on now, don't be so hard on yourself. Erwin, hey, how's it going?
Hey, Belinda. I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh. Yeah. Fabulous. Kevin and I, we were just, oh, hold on a second. Oh, shoot. I've got to go. Tracy and Linda are here. They're worried they'll never find me in this place, so they're waiting for me downstairs by the door.
Tell them I said hello.
Roger that. I'll see you later, okay, Kev?
How you doing so far?
You know, I can honestly say I'm enjoying myself.
I'm glad to hear it, but I gotta tell you something. I'm not saying this to cause trouble. I'm just trying to look out for you, okay? I got a notification that Lucy checked in.
Oh, joy. Well, thanks for letting me know, man. If I know you're not trying to cause trouble. If I'd run into her without knowing she was here, that would have been like banging my shin against the coffee table in the dark.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way. I mean, I've heard, some people, they say things about me that think that, when I know people are having problems, I like to, play them off against each other and stand back and watch the fireworks, but that's not who I am. All I ever want to do is bring people together and have fun.
I've never heard anyone say that about you. I guess I'm not part of the inner circle that has this conversation. Anyway, so Lucy's here. Okay. No big deal. If I see her, I'll just smile politely and keep walking. What's the worst that could happen? She's not some big scary thug that wants to kick my ass, right?
Yeah, well, here's the rest of the news. Chicken said that her boyfriend is with her. His name is Scott Saunders, and I've never met him, so I don't know what he's like. I also don't know if Lucy told him anything about you, and if she did...
I know. If she told him I'm her ex, he might want to knock me out. But, you know, I can't really blame him. I kind of deserve it, especially the way I acted when she broke up with me.
Come on. You didn't have to do any better or worse than anyone else who's been dumped. Besides, it's over. People move on.
You can't say for any certainty that she has.
No. Let's say she hasn't. What are you gonna do about it?
The only thing I can do, I'm gonna leave.
What? No, don't do that. That's a cop-out. Listen, you just said you're having a good time. Now, you're gonna leave because Lucy's here? You wanna give her that much power?
Look, I'm not leaving for the reason you think I am, all right? But I don't want to get into it tonight. I'll call you tomorrow and explain.
All right. I'll talk to you tomorrow then.
Hey, Erwin. Thanks for at least getting me out of the apartment.
Got it.
Kevin Seward, how have you been?
Wow, Victor Futterman. Good to see you. Hey, where's the ugly Christmas sweater? You not feeling the holiday spirit?
No, I'm Jewish. Did you know that?
Apparently not, so my apologies.
No need to apologize, my good man. It's not like you can tell by looking at me. Well, not by looking at anything you can see in public. How about you? Why don't you have one?
Don't own one, didn't feel like buying one. Plus, when I was growing up, you know, it's weird. Christmas was never really a big part of my life growing up, you know. My house wasn't very religious. I remember my mom taking me to church a few times, but that stopped once I hit my teens.
Well, when it comes to Christmas, some people are big into, well, even if they don't consider themselves religious.
I think those people are just lulled in by the crass consumerism at this time of year.
Well, you have a point there, but back to what you said about religion. If it isn't strong in childhood, people usually don't become religious when they grow up. The thing is, you know, I want to say something, Kev, because for me, for one reason or another, I've always found it easy to confide in you. When I was a kid, growing up Jewish was lonely. At one point, it got so bad that I even considered converting to Christianity. But I know that sometimes they'll ask why you want to convert. What'd I say? That I didn't want to be lonely around Christmas. That wouldn't be good enough. So I gave up because I didn't want to keep pursuing something I always wanted but could never have. At any rate, I was supposed to meet some people up here, so I need to find them, but I'll see you around, Kev.
See you. Something I always wanted but could never have. I know that feeling all too well these days. First, I'm surprised how quickly we became acquainted. Then again, it's not really too shocking. I mean, even a second is that's enough time to turn your life upside down. I mean, if you cross the street, you get hit by a car, and you're left a quadriplegic, it's not like you became paralyzed weeks after the accident, right? No, it happened just right on the spot. And that same kind of immediate devastation, excuse me, can happen to emotions too. If you don't believe me, then on a grand tour of my memory banks, I'll prove it to you.
End scene. Act 1, Scene 5, Memory 1, Kevin's apartment.
Hello.
Hey, Kev, what are you up to?
Oh, not much, just scrolling through profiles on Already Aphrodite.
Dude, you just broke up with Christy. What, a week ago?
Oh, what? That means I can't look through profiles?
But you never just look. There's a pattern you follow. You'll message someone, you'll go on a date maybe a week later, be in a relationship 2 weeks later, drop the L word too soon, and then be single again. I'm gonna call it like I see it, man. You have a revolving door for a heart.
Okay, and on that note, that's enough pep talk for one night. I gotta go.
Ah, come on, kid. Don't be like that. That was just.
I don't tell Erwin this, but he was right. So I didn't just look that night. That's because that's when I found Lucy's profile. And she was cute and sounded really sweet, but it was her job that really made me want to reach out to her. Head nurse on a psychiatric ward. I'd never known anyone with a job like that. So I sent to introduce myself, and then after that, all I could do was wait. And wait. And wait some more. And, oh wait, up, I got a message. Actually, I'm not gonna go through all the back and forth with you, I'll just summarize. So we, excuse me, we talked through the app for a couple weeks, then moved on to texting each other directly. Maybe another week later, I asked her, hey, can I give you a call? She's like, yeah, sure, try tonight, but text me first. And that's something I don't understand about modern society. It's like bad etiquette to just call. You gotta text before you call. It's just silly, but sometimes you gotta bend to social convention. So I said, hi, Lucy, ready for me to call? Sure, go ahead.
Hello?
Hey, Lucy, it's Kevin.
I know, silly, I just told you to call. Plus, like pretty much everyone else in the world, my phone has caller ID.
Fair enough, but you do remember a time when caller ID wasn't a thing, right? So, I mean, for me, it's still a habit to say who I am when someone answers, and you know what they say about old habits.
An old habit in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Now you are a cheeky devil. Anyway, how was your day?
Pretty good. One of our long-term patients finally got discharged today, so we had a farewell party for them. We throw in every time someone needs to leave.
Isn't that risky? I mean, throwing a party for someone who gets to leave and all the guests can't. I mean, isn't there a danger they might get resentful and act out?
There's always the potential for that, but we circumvent it by saying we could be celebrating the discharge of any one of the next. We make it clear that there is hope for all of them.
Ah, so you're an uplifting psychiatric nurse. That's good. I was going to ask if you're a Nurse Ratchet or Nurse Pillow, but that answers that. You're neither.
Am I who or who?
Oh, come on. You're going to tell me that no one, in all the years in the psychiatric field, you've never had anyone throw a one flew over the cuckoo's nest reference at you? That's impossible.
It can't be impossible because it is actually true.
Well, in that case, sit back and relax, my dear. It's story time.
Okay, I'm sitting back.
Aha, but are you relaxed too?
I am now. Go ahead.
Okay. So, Cuckoo's Nest is about this guy named Randall Patrick McMurphy who, when the movie starts, he's being admitted to a psychiatric hospital. And it's implied he did something to get sent there on purpose because he was at a prison work farm. And he had about 2 months left of his sentence. He thought it would be easier to serve it out at the hospital. But he doesn't. He learns the hard way that the prison release date does not apply to his situation anymore.
Oops.
Yeah. So Nurse Ratchet is the head of the ward where he goes to, and she's, I mean, to put it lightly, she's a tyrant. If you ever seen nurses on TV or in movies portrayed as cold-hearted battle axes, you can thank Nurse Ratchet for that. She keeps the patients scared of their own shadows, mainly through emotional manipulation. She does pull out the big guns sometimes, like electroshock treatment, things like that. But still, if you really want to know how evil she is, you got to watch her relationship with this kid named Billy Bibbit. When it comes to Billy, she you know what, I got a better idea. Rather than sum it up for you, how about, I own a copy of it on DVD, so how about we watch it sometime?
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. I'll check my schedule so we can get that set up. By the way, who's Nurse Pilbo?
She's the yes man, flunky, little toady type. She follows Nurse Ratchet's lead without question.
Oh, that's definitely not him. No, I'm the Nurse Ratchet of the ward, except I'm not a cold-hearted bitch.
I can already tell that even if somebody told me you were, I wouldn't believe it.
End scene. Act 1, Scene 6, The Tower, 8th floor.
Kevin, you look upset. What's wrong?
Hi, Belle. Erwin told me Lucy's here, so I'm heading out. I think it's the best thing to do because...
Hey, look, you don't have to explain yourself to me. If you feel like you need to leave, then that's what you need to do.
I know I don't have to explain myself to you, but I wanted to because I didn't want you to think any less of me.
Kevin, why would that make me think any less of you?
I don't know. I mean, Erwin told me it was a cop-out move.
You can't live by Erwin's standards. You have to make the right choice for you. And no one knows that better than you.
I don't know if that's always true. I mean, sometimes I made what I thought was the right choice at the time, only to look back and be embarrassed as hell later.
But you made what you thought was the best choice at the time, right? And it was the choice you wanted to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, then that's all you can do, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Make the choice I think is right at the time and hope I don't regret it later.
It'll get easier, Kev. All you need is practice. Anyway, you take care, okay? I'm heading upstairs for a bit.
Okay, there you go.
Bye.
Kevin, Seward, hi, Louis Higgins. We met last summer over at the cookout at Erwin's place. You remember me?
Yeah, I do. How have you been?
I'm good. These events are always so much fun. I heard you and Lucy broke up. Is that true?
Yes, we did.
Oh, that's too bad, but hey, are you free next weekend?
Talk about your clumsy segues. I'm not sure right now, Lisa. I'm about to head out of here, so I don't know. Message me on Facebook or something. Okay.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Oh man, did I dodge a bullet there? Well, I think now it's about time to bring up another one of my wonderful, lovely, pleasant memories of Lucy. Of course, what I mean by that is they were pleasant at the time we were making them. Nowadays, well, they're not so pleasant. Damn, I think that sucks. Don't you? Something that used to make you so happy in the past makes you miserable now. Hey, well, what is the workaround for that? I don't know. What I do know is whenever I start thinking about Lucy, a bunch of memories come barreling through my mind like a train. The biggest, saddest, longest, most pathetic train you've ever seen in your life. And the next one, the next car in line contains the time that she and I met in person.
End scene. Act 1, Scene 7, Memory number 2, Lucy's place.
as I walked toward her front door, I froze. I don't know why. I did. I'm trying to get myself moving again by saying, "Get it together, man. You know she likes you. Why are you so nervous?" But I knew exactly why I was nervous. It's because she had three kids. Excuse me. I was worried how it would turn out with them. Technically, I had no reason to worry about it that night because I went over after their bedtime. But this paranoid part of my brain asked, well, what if one of them gets up to use the bathroom and sees us or something? And I fired back by saying, you know what? If they do, we'll have to deal with it, won't we? So that finally shut that annoying bastard up. So I could finish making my way to the door. I could knock and meet whatever destiny lie beyond it.
It's open. Hello, Kevin.
Lights come up as Kevin turns around. Lucy is by the kitchen. They approach and meet each other at center stage. There is something undeniably adorable about her. We aren't sure what it is yet, but one thing is clear. The moment Kevin saw her in person, he was absolutely, positively, 100% smitten.
Hi, Lucy. Is this for you?
Oh, how sweet. Thank you. Sit down and get comfortable. I'll be right back. Open in some water. I forgot to thank you for being open to meeting here. I know it's unusual for a first date, but it's really hard to find anybody to watch my kids.
Oh, it's no biggie. Well, now that you mentioned the kids, I've got to tell you something. The only one whose name I can remember is Pauly, and I've been feeling really bad about that.
Don't be. It's really easy for most people to remember Pauly because he's the one with the most stories.
Yeah, I remember his name. I remember he's 10. I remember you telling me the doctors say he has some kind of behavioral disorder, but they won't say exactly what.
Right. They say it's because they don't want to label such a young kid with something so heavy, which I think is bullshit because without a diagnosis, they can't prescribe him anything, and so he's subject to these violent outbursts, and we have nothing we do to control it.
I don't understand it. If a diagnosis would help, then why won't they help?
I've been in the psychiatric field for 15 years, and I don't understand it either. Plus, I'm his mother, and if I'm telling them that he needs a label to prescribe something, then by all means, diagnose away. But they won't do anything. Meanwhile, they're not the ones whose lives are turned upside down, which, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't trade my kids or my life for anything, but it has made it difficult to meet new people.
How long has it been this way?
Since I left her father, which was Raylyn, she's my daughter, was a year old. She turned 7 next month, so it's been 6 years since I could go on a date or even have a girls' night out.
Doesn't her dad ever spend time with him?
For a few hours on Saturdays.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous. If I had kids with someone and I broke up with the mom, I'd see them every chance I could.
The fact that you think that way already makes you a great dad. You know, one day he's gonna wake up and realize that he's missed a lot of time with them and he's not gonna be able to get it back. Then again, I'd like to think if he had the capacity to feel regret, he would do anything he could to avoid it.
Yeah, good point. Well, I guess now's as good a time as any to ask you, refresh my memory about the other two. I know. Talk about all three. Give me the full 411.
Sure. Well, I mean, apart from the behavioral issues, Pauly's just a normal kid. Right now, his passion is video games. Raylyn, she's just gotten out of that phase where she's interested in anything other than coloring books, so I can't wait to see how that turns out for her. And then there's Cole. He's 12. He's my reader. He just tears through one book after the other. Nothing slows him down.
He sounds like an amazing young man. Not enough kids read for fun anymore these days. Does he have a favorite genre?
Oh yes, science fiction.
Science fiction, really. Let me ask 2 questions. Did he ever see The Matrix, and did he enjoy it?
Yes, to both of those questions.
Sweet, and he might like the book that inspired it.
I didn't know it was based on a book.
No, not based on, inspired by it. See, Matrix is part of a subgenre of science fiction called cyberpunk. And the book that got that whole ball rolling was called Neuromancer. It's about this computer hacker named Case who he gets hired to steal a ROM module, basically a hard drive, And while he's on the mission, he runs into this artificial intelligence that calls itself Wintermute. It says it needs cases help merging with another artificial intelligence. And that one has a name too. Can you guess what it is?
Well, I barely understood what you said, so I'm gonna say no. I can't guess the name of the artificial intelligence.
Neuromancer.
Oh, the name of the book.
Precisely. Anyway, it's got a lot of terminology he'd recognize from the Matrix, so I think he'd enjoy it.
Well, considering I didn't understand half of what you said, I'm gonna say it's right up his alley. We'll keep that in mind.
Hey, when's his birthday?
In 3 months? Why?
I'll tell you what, if I've met him by then, I'll buy it as my first birthday present for him.
I'll hold you to that. You wanna get the movie started?
Absolutely.
End scene.
Act 2, Scene 8, The Tower, 7th floor.
Kev, Bo, Bev! How the hell are you?
I'm doing all right, Gina. Sorry, you're Gail. Hi. Hi, Gina.
Oh, hey, Kev, thanks for the dinner.
I'm sorry?
See, Gina and I had a bet going, but on you actually, whether or not you'd be here. She said you wouldn't, but I said you would, and I win. Oh.
I can see that.
Woo, you probably smell it too. That one was right.
Why did I come over here?
That's not really true, Kev. She thinks she got a free dinner out of me, but I would have ordered food anyway.
But would you have ordered this much without her?
Probably. After all, I'm a growing girl.
Yeah, but you're growing out, not up.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Living on a business.
All right, hey, you know what, folks? I don't mean to be rude, but I need to get going.
Hey, don't go. Sit down. Enjoy some food and drink. My dollar.
No, thanks, Gail. I'm not hungry. Plus, I'm not really a foodie like this.
Oh, right. You're the sensitive type who likes to wallow in his own self-misery. Why don't you loosen up and enjoy life?
I'd rather wallow in misery than garbage.
Misery is the garbage of the soul.
Maybe, but at least it doesn't make my waist size go up.
End scene.
That was technical difficulty. Oh my God. Why me? Why am I being subjected to people like this? Did I do something bad in a past life? If so, can we say I paid my dues? Because believe me, I'm so sorry. Anyway, time for another memory. This is when it was after Lucy and I had been together for a while.
End scene.
Act 2, Scene 9, Memory Number 3, Albany Concourse.
I want to thank you for telling me about this event. There aren't that many for children around here, so I really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. I mean, it came up in my feed on Facebook, so the first thing I thought to tell you was, I'll be damned.
What?
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. We've got company. Look at these two morose motherfuckers here. It looks like somebody shit in their oatmeal.
What the fuck?
Why are you quoting Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back? You hate that movie. You hate it so much that you nearly incites you to violence.
I know, but I always liked that line. Mr. Grossman, I'd like to introduce you to my two bestest besties in the whole world. That's Erwin Gleason.
Oh, the infamous Erwin Gleason. It's nice to put a face to the name. I've heard so much about you.
Believe me when I tell you, likewise.
Hi, Lucy. I'm Belinda Carlysle.
I'm Belinda Carr. No, wait. You look too young to be.
No, that's Carlysle with a Y.
Yeah, why? As in, why didn't her parents go down to the courthouse and change their last name?
Don't you start.
Hey, come on, give Belinda a break. Carlisle's a cakewalk compared to the last name of this guy I knew in high school.
What was his name?
Timothy Burr?
What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that name.
That's because all you've heard is the name. You haven't heard the story yet.
Cut the crap and just tell us the story. We know you're going to.
Oh my. She's a feisty one, Kim.
I think he's aware of that by now, Erwin. So, tell us why that is such a terrible name, Kev.
Well, it caused the guy a lot of trouble.
What kind of trouble, goofball?
Oh, the kind where, two doofuses would approach Sir Timothy in the hall when he's walking between classes, and one of them would talk to him for a distraction while the other guy got on all fours behind him, and then the talker would eventually shove poor Timmy boy, so he pitched backward over his friend, and then when he fell, they both holler, "Timber!"
Lucy groans. Erwin and Belinda burst out laughing. Kevin looks at his companions, beaming with pride because he was able to bring so much joy to the three people he cares about most in the world, and simultaneously, no less.
Anyway, what are you kooky kids up to today?
Well, we're going down to the Yank to buy some tickets. Pain of Salvation is coming to town in a few weeks.
Pain of what?
Oh, Erwin here's a prog rock fan, and Pain of Salvation's his favorite band of all time.
What the hell is prog rock?
I'll tell you later. Why'd you make the hike all the way over here to the box office? You could have just ordered them online.
Most of my life is spent online, right? Because I'm so. And I wanted to get out and see the world and interact with people.
And get annoyed by them.
I must admit, I'm amazed to see you here with Belle. I didn't know you were a fellow progger.
I'm not, but apparently I had nothing better to do.
I think that's how all women become prog rock fans.
Don't encourage me.
We better get going, Erwin. After all, it is Saturday. I think the box office closes earlier than it does on the weekdays.
Yeah, you're probably right. See you later, Kev. Nice to meet you.
Same here.
Keep an eye on this one, huh?
2 eyes, as often as I can spare them.
Oh, Kevin, this one quotes Lord of the Rings. You ought to come around to the next UMSA event. If you have no interest in that, then maybe we could hang out one-on-one sometime. I think you and I are going to become good friends.
I'm sorry.
Another thing I'll explain to you.
Geez, Kev, prog rock, UMSA, the things you need to tell her about are just piling up. Well, we'll let you get to it. Talk to you later, dear.
Bye, Belinda. Wow, those two really are something. I've never seen you act like that around anybody before. So natural and so yourself. It's like you felt at home.
Yeah, Belinda, she tends to have that effect on people.
And what about Erwin?
Erwin? We've had our ups and downs. We even had times where we didn't talk to each other for months, but somebody eventually reaches out and, before you know it, we're talking again like we didn't miss a day. There are some people who told me you should leave that guy out of your life for good, but I ignore them because they've usually heard half of a story from someone's uncle's cousin's brother's friend,
Right.
If they knew the whole story, they'd understand why I keep letting them, why I don't kick them to the curb for good.
Well, maybe others don't want to know the whole story, but I do. Why do you keep letting Erwin back in your life?
Well, because sometimes in my life, there's been times in my life where I was so low. It didn't seem like there even was such a thing as a direction call up. Yet he'd reach down and feel around in that darkness till he found me, and he'd pull me out. He didn't give up on me. Long after I'd given up on myself, and how do you just abandon the friendship of someone like that? Hey, do you hear that song?
It's so pretty. Who is it?
I can't quite make it out, but oddly enough, it reminds me of the Jayhawks.
Never heard of them.
Well, not a lot of people have around here. When it comes to lesser known bands like them, Capital District's rather lacking. In fact, if you know anyone who's heard of them, odds are it's because they know me and I told them about them.
All right, Mr. Hipster Culture Man, stop bragging.
No, I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying, if you went up to anyone in this crowd right now and said Taylor Swift or Justin Bieber, they'd be like, oh yes, Swiftie, the Biebs. But you say the Jayhawks are the chainsaw kittens and they stare at you blankly.
Well, with names like that, is it any surprise? Don't get mad, I was just teasing. Please, tell me all about the Jayhawk kittens.
Well, the Jayhawk you are a real twerp sometimes, you know that? Anyway, the Jayhawks were one of the first bands to be called alt country, alt being short for alternative. You remember the term alternative rock that used to get kicked around way back in the day?
Yeah, you know, I've heard that term, but I never understood what it even meant.
It used to be music that was an alternative to what was on mainstream radio and MTV. Then of course Nirvana and all those guys hit it big. That's a rabbit hole for another time. The Jayhawks were founded by a guy named Mark Olson. They were a trio at first, and then this guy named Gary Loris joined, and he had a singing voice with a higher register than Mark's. So their harmonies quickly became the signature part of their sound. That all went away when Mark quit in '95.
Why would he quit the band that he started?
The main reason was his wife came down with MS, but I think he had a second reason. I think he got sick of having to run his songs by 4 other people before they could get on the album, you know? He just got tired of compromising his art.
Yeah, you know, I've never been in a band myself, but I imagine it's a lot like being in a committed relationship. What I mean is, if you don't compromise, it can start to feel like a trap. That's what it sounds like having a Mark anyway. How do you think about that, Kevin? Commitment, I mean.
What are you getting at, Lucy?
Do I really need to draw you a map?
Yeah. It's, sometimes I've been known to misinterpret people with disastrous results. And I have a feeling I really regret if that happened here, so please draw me a map. I'll go buy you pencil and paper if you like.
No, there's no need for all that. It's easy to explain. So the other day, I was just thinking about, we've been seeing each other for a while, but we've not really decided what we are yet. And I don't know about you, but I've not been seeing anybody else since we met, and I'm not browsing any of the dating apps anymore. And I guess what I'm saying is I'd like for us to be exclusive.
I see. And you're wondering if I feel the same?
No, you big coon. I just told you all this, but you can keep your big trap shut and leave me hanging.
Oh, okay then.
Yes, you jackass. I want to know how you feel.
Hey, why didn't you say so? I did. Look, let me reassure you that I'll say I haven't been on any other dates or gone on any of those apps either. I have no desire to do that stuff.
Really? What made you lose interest in those things?
Well, you're not the only one having realizations around here. You don't have that market cornered. No, because the other day I realized that pretty much every thought I have, anything I think about, eventually it makes me think of you. Like when I hear a song that moves me, I want to play it for you to see if it makes you feel the same or similar. If I hear a joke that cracks me up, I want to tell you so I can hear you laugh and see your smile. Yep, that one right there. When I'm watching the sunset, I wish we were watching it together. So, if none of that's clear enough, I'll put it this way. If you want to be exclusive with me, Lucy Grossman, I would say that makes me, how do I put it? Oh yeah, the luckiest guy in the world.
You could have just started with that, you know.
If I could have, I would have, my dear. If you want to be with me for the long haul, there's one thing you got to get used to right now. Short answers, they're going to be in short supply.
I can live with that.
He lifts her hands to his mouth and kisses them. Suddenly, she reaches around to the back of his neck and she yanks him forward into a kiss. This isn't just a peck, nor is it the frenzied precursor to intercourse kind. This kiss is enough to make a person wish they could be fed intravenously, so it never had to end. In other words, forget that wimpy gesture from the Princess Bride. This is the perfect kiss. When it ends, they remain close, their foreheads touching.
Think we make harmonies and it's beautiful and
Beautiful.
End scene. Act 2, Scene 10, The Tower, 6th floor.
Henrietta Simpson? Hey, how's it going?
Oh, Kevin Seward! Jeez, we need to catch up. Walk with me. How have you been?
Status quo for me, but same old, you know, how about you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I just got promoted to the director of marketing at my job, and we're talking a 30% pay increase, my friend.
Really? Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. But then, why are you picking up loose change?
Kevin, if there's one thing you can never have too much of, it's money. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Henrietta and Kevy Kev, how are you guys doing?
Wayne, Blarney, all the UMSA celebrities are out tonight, man. How do you, status quo for me, but Henrietta here just told me she got a big promotion.
Hey, that's awesome. Let me buy you a drink to celebrate.
Oh, I never turn down a free drink. Rum and Coke, please.
All right, what about you, Kev?
No thanks, I'm not drinking it.
Yeah, bullshit you are now. Bartender, rum and Coke for my friend. Matter of fact, how about another round for the whole bar? All right, I'm expected upstairs. Fellas, enjoy your drinks.
Hey, Wayne, you're leaving like 75% of your food there.
Oh, what are you, the food waster, please? It doesn't finish it.
Henrietta, what the hell? You're digging into someone else's meal. That's not exactly sanitary, you know? Plus, you're eating like you haven't eaten in weeks.
Oh, I'm eating this ravenously only because food has a funny way of tasting better when it's from somebody else's plate.
Oh, good grief. I never thought I'd see anyone past age of 5 express a sentiment like that.
Okay, I'm running low on napkins. I wonder how much silverware I have in my pockets.
Oh.
End scene. Act 2, Scene 11, Memory number 4, Lucy's place.
Oh my God, what an image that was. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, Lucy and I just become exclusive. By that point I was around the kids more often, which means I got to see Pauly's behavioral issues up close. I like to think I handled it better than most people would. But I have no way to verify that. All I know is I did the best that I could. Hello, young lady. How are you?
I'm good. How was your day?
Oh, you know, better now that I'm here. How's it going, Pauly?
What are you doing here? You should be dead already.
Pauly, that's not okay. Look, I'm sorry that was the first thing you had to hear when you walked through the door.
It wasn't, though. The first thing I heard was your voice.
You're sweet, you know that? I have to finish up some things in the kitchen. Do you want to go with me?
I'll stay here. It'll be okay. Promise. Pauly? Hey, Pauly?
What?
I just noticed you're having a hard time with the game. You know, I've beaten this one. You want me to help you pass this part? Okay, here we go. Oh my God. See, you don't have to feel bad about yourself. I've beaten the whole thing and this part's still a pain. Here we go, gotcha. Here, young man. Whoa! Hi there.
Am I not scary looking?
No, I just didn't know you were there. Pauly was having some trouble with the game, so I gave him my hand with that. I hope that wasn't out of line.
Believe me, Kevin, you have nothing to apologize for. In fact, I'm impressed with how you handled that. Most people, they don't show him that much kindness or patience. To them, he's just a lunatic who flies into a rage at a moment's notice. The other parents, they don't want him around their kids. Like they gave birth to perfect angels. Let me tell you, those souls not can be cruel. I'm sure they don't even have behavioral issues to blame it on. But at the end of the day, they're just kids too. We can't write any of them off too soon. It's like I like to say about my patients. I need to believe there's hope. And tomorrow can be better than today.
Well, there's certainly a better chance that can come true for him than it can for some kids in his position.
Why do you say that?
Because he has a mom like you.
You're quite possibly the most wonderful man I've ever met. You know, watching you there with Pauly, it makes me want to ask you something. Have you ever worked with troubled kids before?
No, never.
You mean that was all based on instinct?
I guess so. Well, I must admit it was combined with something I picked up from Harold and Maude. No, not who. It's a movie, which I just realized I didn't bring over for us to watch yet. That'll explain your confusion. I'll summarize. How about that? So it's about this young kid named Harold who, to put it lightly, he's obsessed with death. He goes to funerals of people he doesn't know. He drives a hearse, and he stages fake suicides to freak out his mom. And at one point he meets this old woman named Maude. She's just as preoccupied with life as he is with death. And so she starts to bring him out of his shell. I know it sounds dark, but it is a beautiful movie.
Well, apart from the fake funerals and the suicides, it sounds like it, but what does any of this have to do with Pauly?
I was getting to that. So there's one scene when Harold and Maude are at a county fair. He's watching her interact with some people she just met, but you can tell they love her already. And later on, Harold says to her, "You sure have a way with people." And Maude says, "Well, they're my species." And it sounds silly, and she says it's silly, but it's such a. I thought that was such a beautiful line, beautiful way to think. And, so that's how I look at him. That's how I try to look at everyone, really.
Well, this member of your species can't even begin to describe how happy she is we met. We're all lucky to have you in our lives.
End scene. Act 2, Scene 12, The Tower, 5th floor.
Who the hell is that?
Ooh, not sure. I think it's Stuart Mills.
Oh, God. Jesus, he is wrecked. Whew, why would he do that to himself?
Huh, that's just how he's always been. The quintessential party animal. Go hard or go home. You know, that old chestnut. Hey, stranger, come join us.
Hello, ladies. How's your evening, Ben?
So far, so good. Do you know Wendy Sims?
No, I don't believe so. Kevin Seward. Nice to meet you. Yep. Either of you seen Erwin recently?
No, well, we've been. Oh, look. Speak of the devil. Here they come now.
Are you kidding me? That's Walter, my goddamn ex. He has some nerve being here. Well, I'm gonna make him sorry he showed up.
Wendy, what the hell? What just comes up and throws her drink in somebody's face?
Is that a trick question? Huh. My problem is you.
Well, you've got issues, lady. Again, Who just walks up and throws their drink in someone's face?
Consider it payback for everything you did.
Hold on a second. What happened? Payback for what?
Okay. I was at my parents' house on Sunday. When I was leaving, they walked me out to my car. Okay? And we saw the word slut spray painted on the driver's side. I had our son, you asshole!
Now, that doesn't sound any worse than when I found my tires slashed a few weeks ago. And when I came home yesterday and found a brick thrown through my living room window.
Why would you suspect me? I mean, I bet there's no shortage of people wanting to line up to do something like that to beg a douche like you.
Call me for this. I gotta bounce, Erwin.
Whoa. You want to whine about slashed tires? Broken windows? Try replacing a broken reputation, you self-centered scumbag. A few weeks ago, there was a matter of my photo on Facebook. And it said, local sperm sponsor. Yeah, my boss saw that, and I got one hell of a talking to. I nearly lost my damn job.
Oh, come on, Wendy. You know like that wasn't me. I would never do anything to put your job in jeopardy.
Really?
Yes, because I knew if you had no job, you'd make a beeline to family court to get more money out of me.
Oh, I am not going to tolerate this.
Whoa, hey, is that Stuart Mills?
Yeah. He's in bad shape. I was gonna go out for a smoke, but I should get him an Uber before he hurts himself.
Nah, you go ahead, I'll take care of him.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown. I'm going to, well, wouldn't you know it? It looks like you're off the hook. Here comes Philip Conti, swooping in to save the day.
Phil Conti, excuse me. I haven't seen him since the last dumpster bowling night. Damn, that was last Christmas. Where did he vanish to?
Well, he got a job as a captain of the Staten Island Ferry. I sent him an invite in case he could make it, and oh shit, Stuart made Phil spill that pitcher of beer. That's alcohol abuse. You're a saint, Philip Conti. Meet me upstairs after you get that party animal an Uber. We need to catch up, and I'll buy you a replacement for that pitcher. No, I insist. Well, I've got to head upstairs and check out the party.
Hey, mind if I tag along?
Are you kidding? I would be honored. I'll see you in a bit, okay?
See ya. Oh, it's just you and me now, folks. So, now what? I guess it's time for another memory. In the last one, I said something that left Lucy speechless. Now it's her turn.
End scene. Act 2, scene 13, memory number 5, Kevin's job, Lucy's place.
Hey there, cutie pie.
Hello, dear. How's work?
It's alright, just going slow. Although, you know, I am on my lunch break, aka the fastest 30 minutes of the day.
Oh, I know how that goes. Hey, you know what you should do?
What's that?
Just pretend like your entire shift is just one long lunch break, and then your day flies right by.
Oh, yeah. That's brilliant. Oh, thank you. I'm going to put that right to use. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. So how's lunch?
I enjoyed what I ate of it, but I lost my appetite about halfway through because I'm reading this book called Gravity's Rainbow, and I got to this one part that was kind of gross. Funny, but gross.
Alright, well, you perked my interest, so you're gonna have to tell me about it.
Okay, but when you lose your appetite too, I want you to remember you insisted.
Okay.
Alright, so the book is set during World War II, and it's about this group called the Counterforce that are looking for a secret Nazi weapon, you know. And well, two of the members of that group are in the gross out scene. Their names are Pig Bodine and Roger Mexico.
Wow, those are some character names.
To paraphrase a classic rock song I can't stand, but baby, you ain't heard nothing yet. So, Roger and Peg are at this dinner party at some German industrialist house, and they decided, hey, you know what, this is not a safe place for us to be. So they come up with what you might call a unique escape plan. They start to create disgusting names for dinner dishes to distract the other guests, and they do that using a technique called alliteration.
Oh wait, I know what that is. And that's where you have different words that all start with the same sound?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I guess I paid some attention in English class. So what words did they come up with?
Oh boy. Well, I know a lot of fancy dinner parties start with a soup round, so would you care for some snot soup?
Good grief, what have I got myself into?
I tried to warn you, Charlie Brown. So I take it that's a no on the snot soup then.
Yeah, no snot soup, thank you.
All right, I'll jump around the menu. How about some crotch custard?
Gross.
Okay. Maybe some scum souffle with a side of menstrual marmalade.
I had that last week, so no thank
Oh, I'm getting you for that one. Fried fondue.
Oh no.
Board waffles.
God.
Puke pancakes with sweet syrup.
Gross.
Hemorrhoid hash.
No.
Bowel burgers.
God.
Groin gravy.
Alright.
Alright. You Matt McConaughey all of a sudden?
No, but if I was, would you still be with me?
I don't know. He's got a lot of money.
You're such a goofball. Well, I better let you get back to work. Are you coming over tonight?
Yeah. I plan on it. I just gotta stop home and get something for lunch tomorrow. You know, I've got nothing on me, and the cafeteria is way too expensive. Know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean. But I just have to say, you could always just grab something from here.
No, that wouldn't be cool. Dear, that food's for you and the kids. You don't need me to eat it, on you?
Okay, well I have two responses to that. First, you can always just replace whatever it is you take, and second, even if you didn't replace it, why not just have some? After all, you're mine to take care of now. Kevin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
So what do you think?
I'll come over right after work.
Alright, see you then. Bye.
Bye. You're mine to take care of now.
End scene.
Let me finish your line.
And the rest of it was wow.
Act 2, Scene 14, The Tower, 4th floor stairwell.
Kevin, why are you still here?
It's good to see you too, Belle.
Oh, come on, stop it. You know what I meant. You said you were leaving when I saw you back up on the 8th floor.
Yeah, I've been making my way down one floor at a time.
Why not just take the elevator?
In a place like this, everyone takes the elevator. I figured I'd be more likely to run into Lucy if I did that.
You do realize you could run into her on any floor, right?
Damn. No, you believe it or not, for some reason I didn't even think of that. Hey, no plan is perfect. But still, I've come this far, I'm gonna see it through the end.
Well, at least you'll get a chance to be with some people who are right up your alley on this floor. I just saw Hank, Fred, and Sandy in there arguing about movies as usual.
Really? Wow, that's cool. It's been a long time since I've been able to have a geeky, long, drawn-out argument about movies with people, so that could be fun.
Then go get him, Tiger. As for me, I'm heading downstairs. And Kev, I'll be honest, I'm not any more of a fan of this dodging Lucy routine than Erwin is. But I'll be more supportive than him. If I see her, I'll send you a text.
That means more than I can put into words, Belle.
Don't even worry about it, Kev.
See you later.
Enter Hank, Fred, and Sandy.
I just can't with you. It's like talking to a mental patient who's deaf and in a coma.
I don't understand why this is so upsetting to you, man. You like to watch a movie in 300, so I don't understand why you're so offended that Zack Snyder, a man whose films you just said you enjoyed, remade Dawn of the Dead.
Because it's a cop-out. It's lame, it's pathetic, it's... Kevin? Seward?
Hank, Fred, and Sandy. Hey, what's going on?
Right now we're trying to get this man to stop having such awful taste in movies. He has been sitting here singing the praises of the sacrilegious Dawn of the Dead remake.
You haven't yet to explain what's wrong with it.
First, let's state the obvious. Romero got it right the first time. Second, the original had an underlying level of social satire that your boy Zack Attack left out. Why didn't he include it? Did he think we weren't gonna get it? Fuck him. And third, the only thing he did to put his own spin on it was to make the zombies faster. Huh? No self-respecting horror fan would say Snyder's film was equal to Romero's.
Oh, I'm not saying it equals it. I'm saying it's better.
I can't believe you said that! You were a heretic!
Don't you realize what a hypocrite you are? Remember how you just said you like 300 and Watchmen? Well, Zack Attack made a ton of changes when he adapted them to the screen. You know what you are? You are one of a kind, Hank, and not in a good way. You, my friend, are the world's only selective fanboy.
Whoa.
The hell I am!
Oh, you're not, huh? Well, I have another example that proves my point. I'm speaking of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh shit, he's got you there, Hanky.
Wait, I'm missing something. Why does invoking the name of the first Harry Potter book and movie mean you've got him?
So, we all saw Sorcerer's Stone together, right? Sandy and I were amazed at how faithful it was to the book, only for Hanky Panky here to say he didn't know what movie we saw because the one he watched wasn't even close to the book. We asked for an example, and he gave one. You want to know what it was?
Oh, believe me, I'm all ears.
Eat something, Sandy. I'm gonna crack up too.
Okay, brace yourself, Kev. This man stood outside Cross Gates Mall and said, "In the book, Harry and Ron met Draco on the train, but in the movies, they met him at Hogwarts."
Okay, and then what?
And then nothing. That was the beginning, middle, and end of the argument. Now tell me, what say you to that?
I don't mean to offend. I'm sorry.
I don't mean to offend you, Hank.
No, I don't mean
But
to.
if that... if that example was a punch, it wouldn't knock out a 5-year-old.
Thank you, Brother Kevin.
Oh, well, hold on now. In Hank's defense, I think changes to source material can be okay sometimes if it makes sense. Take the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, for example, right? In those movies, webbing came out of his body. In the comics, he had to make his webbing from some unknown chemical process. He shot it out a web shooter. That's just fucking stupid. The theme song says Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Well, spiders don't need web shooters. Although I'd love to have seen Peter Parker try to have sex with another spider. Anyway, that raised countless questions the comics never answered. Like, what chemicals did he need? Where did he get them? And finally, how did our constantly broke hero avoid them? So, see, in this sense, the adaptations made more sense than the source material. Okay?
Do you want to head upstairs? Judging for the ugly sweater contest should be starting any minute now.
Yeah, not to mention the 50-50 raffle. Take care, Kev. Don't hurt yourself.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I'm gonna go too.
right?
Hey, Kevin. I agree with you about the webbing.
She couldn't have said that while the others were here? That's a trick question. Of course she couldn't, because she knows that she was, she's afraid how those guys would react. Alright, well, I'm not gonna hold that against her, because, I mean, fear is one of the most powerful emotions we have. That we can keep us from reaching the goals we set for ourselves. Hell, it can keep us from acting like functional adults. I mean, my life's a perfect example of that. Fear is what kept me in my apartment doing my hermit shtick for the last 6 months. But, you know what? No matter how else the rest of this night goes, I defeated that fear by just by showing up here. Of course, I did trade one fear in for another because I'm worried about running into Lucy, but you know, I don't think that makes my, I don't think that should diminish what I achieved. Same holds true for anybody. Even if you defeat only one fear out of 100, that victory should still be celebrated.
Curtain falls. End of Act 2. Act 3, Scene 15, Memory Number 6, Lucy's Place.
Hello?
Hey, Kev, what are you up to?
Hi, Belle. I'm at Lucy's.
Lucy's? Really? My, aren't we getting serious?
All right, don't jinx me.
Come on, Kev. You're finally in a relationship that's working out. You've got to let me express my happiness with you.
I guess that's why I think it's a jinx, because I'm not used to people being happy for me, you know? It's like, most people, seems like if they can't be happy themselves, they'll be damned if anyone around them will be.
Well, then aren't you glad you have a friend like me, who is the exact opposite of most people? Seriously, Kev, I am so happy for you. I mean, Lucy is, geez, there aren't enough positive adjectives in the world to describe her. She's kind, sweet, attentive, and smart. That last quality is probably the most important one for her to have. She better be smart if she wants to keep up with you. Actually, I think that might be why some of the other women ended things. You went way over their heads, and they were insecure about their own intelligence, so they had no choice but to break things off.
I don't know that my intelligence level is that scary, but if it was, I mean, wouldn't that be great how that works? My heart gets broken because of their insecurities. Somehow that doesn't seem fair.
Trust me, you wouldn't have been happy if those relationships lasted. You could never date an idiot. But this young lady you're with now, she's got a good head on her shoulders. Plus, bonus, she's a perfect fit for you.
Well, she seems to feel the same. Although, I worry there'll be a day when she doesn't. You know, it's like, especially when we're sitting here hanging out, and I'll just suddenly realize it's like, wow, man, you just babbled on for about an hour and a half about how Dario Argento's Suspiria influenced John Carpenter's Halloween, and she didn't get a word in.
But that's why I say she's perfect for you. Think about it, Kev. Yes, sometimes you talk a lot, but didn't you notice what she does? She listens, Kev. She listens.
Kevin's expression shows that this has never dawned on him. Now that Belinda said it, an enormous weight has been lifted from his shoulders. His anxieties and fears are all gone in an instant, evaporated like an ice cube dropped into a bonfire.
Well, hey, you gabbed with me long enough for one night. Go spend some time with your wonderful girlfriend.
I can't. She's making dinner right now.
So go help her, genius.
She doesn't let me.
Oh, is she afraid you'll mess it up?
No, she just takes a lot of pride in cooking. Well, maybe it's that too, who knows?
Who indeed? I'll talk to you later, Cab.
Bye, Belle. Big band music, that was Lucy's favorite. Never really got into it myself, but after being around her a while, I got to appreciate it. Anyway, I gotta tell you, if this memory doesn't endear you to Lucy, nothing will. But it contains a very, very small moment that after you see it, you'll probably be like, really, man, you took us back in time to see that. But thing is, I think all those little interactions we have with people that we think are trivial, those are the ones that show who they really are. That's when we fall in love with them. Hey Lucy, you mind if I change this, put on a song for you? It's called Bob Cajun by a band called The Tragically Hip.
Never heard of them. Then again, that's true of most of this music you play for me. Hey, you know what? I just thought of a question I've never asked you about music. And I'd like to start with this band. What is it you like about them so much?
Oh, that's easy. Gordon Downey's voice. He always sounds so full of emotion, it's like he's in danger of being overwhelmed by it, you know? And on top of that, I think he would have been an interesting character to know. I say he would have been because he died in 2017, brain cancer.
Damn, that's too bad. So an interesting character, huh? Explain yourself, mister.
Okay, check this out. So, Bob Cajun's told, when Gordon sings from the point of view of a police officer, and when it starts, he's at his lover's house, which is in the small town of Bob Cajun. But then he leaves because he has to go to work that night. And while he's on duty, he gets called in to break up a riot. Now, the lyrics, some people believe Gordon's referencing, there was something that happened called the Christie Pitts riot, which was between Jewish people and an anti-Semitic group known as the Swastika Club.
Wow, that's some background for a song.
I know, that's my point. He took a song, or he took an event that was a riot between Jewish people and anti-Semites, and he made a freaking love song out of it? I mean, that makes me wonder what other thoughts were rolling around in that guy's head. And that, my lady, is why I say I think he would have been an interesting character to know.
I see what you mean, and I agree.
Lucy, I feel like a bit of a chauvinist out here. I'm babbling about the Tragically Hip, and you're out there making dinner. Do you need any help?
Kevin, it's fine. It's not like I'm making a 10-course... Oh, hi.
Hi. Cute clown nose. First, well, not as cute as the person wearing it, but then again, nothing is.
Stop it.
As you wish.
Okay, Wesley.
Wesley? I'm not blonde hair, blue-eyed, and handsome.
But you are one of those things.
Okay, now I need a mirror, because I can't believe my eyes turned blue.
You are such a goofball.
That's so weird, I keep hearing that. Anyway, back to my question. Do you need any help out there?
No, I've got it all under control. But you know what you can do is play that song for me. I've heard this like 100 times.
Are you sure?
Yeah, feel free to do as you wish.
End scene. Act 3, Scene 16, The Tower, 3rd floor.
You know, sometimes it takes me longer to realize things than it should. I've been cycling through memories of Lucy all night and just realized, oh yeah, that means eventually you're going to relive the memory of the breakup. And here's the thing, I don't want to. I need to find something to suppress it, but I have no idea what that could be. This will require some thought.
Kevin, why are you still here? You should have left a while ago. You really need to go push the call button on that elevator. Didn't it occur to you that the longer you stay, the greater chance that you'll run into Lucy?
Oh, you mean kind of like on a long enough timeline, the survival rate for everyone drops to 0? Fight Club, Ed Norton, Brad Pitt.
Uh-oh. Speaking of Fight Club, that's what you're about to find yourself in if you don't get out of here.
The fuck are you looking at? That's why I thought you better walk away, pussy. Oh, Kevin, motherfucking Seward. What are you doing here? I heard you were still butthurt over getting dumped by that skank Lucy Grossman. Dude, get your balls back. Why did you go in?
Shut up, Nate.
You must have a death wish, you little prick. I suggest you stop moving your jaw before I break it.
Of course. Violence, what a shocking surprise from a walking slab of beef like you. Hey, you know what? Go ahead, break my jaw, but I got bad news for you, but it heals. I'll tell you to shut up again, you supersized me sack of shit.
Hey! Hey, you! I heard you don't know how to keep your hands to yourself. Let's go, you're out of here.
Yeah. Bye-bye, Nate. Kevin, are you okay?
I'll be fine.
Yeah, folks. Left my script here. Everything is fine. Need to talk to you two. I was asked a couple questions about that guy. What happened? Could you come with me?
You give me a minute.
How about you, miss?
His name is Nate Wilson. I don't know much about him, but I can definitely tell you what I saw. I'll see you later, Kev, okay?
Kevin, Seward? I haven't seen you at one of these events in months. It's good to see you out and about again.
Thanks, Gwyneth. Hey, where's your normal crew? I don't see Norm, Sal, no Teresa, no Andrea.
Norm and Sal broke up. They're both still in the I'm too bummed to be around other people phase, so they stayed home.
I know how they feel.
At one point or another, we all do. As for Teresa, her mental health took a turn for the worse recently because she, well, I probably shouldn't even be saying this, but her roommate found her with her wrist slit. They called 911 and she got admitted to the psych ward at Samaritan Hospital. And last but not least, there's Andrea Madsen. She vandalized an exhibit in Albany where all this so-called art was one image after the next of women being brutalized. She went over and improved it with some red spray paint. Security helped her until the police came to cart her off to jail. I paid her a visit and she said it would have all been worth it if she had a chance to hit up this other exhibit, which I agree with completely. I don't remember the artist's name, but his work is loaded with Christian imagery. And, you know, he's not using it for symbolism either. He's 150% full-blown Jesus freak.
Oh, I see. Well,
You know, I don't see how people can fall for that shit anymore. I guess they forgot about the time when all those televangelists got exposed as adulterous frauds. And then there are the child molestation scandals, which are still going on today.
true, but...
And you know, for a religion that's all about acceptance and love, they sure do get bent out of shape when you believe in a different invisible man in the sky than they do. I mean, it's
Okay, hey, you know what? Leonard, those are some great points. But I've got to get downstairs. Don't be excited for me, though. It's not a date. It's a real estate deal, I think. Guy talked about wanting to give me a watchtower. Take care.
End scene.
Act 3, Scene 17, Memory Number 7. Kevin's place, Lucy's place.
Oh my God. I wanted something to distract me from the memory, but none of the distraction is going to make things worse. Then again, hold on, folks. Second, folks. Then again, there is that old cliche about how beggars can't be choosers. Which of course is bullshit, because they certainly can be, and they often are. Anyway, next memory.
Hello dear, how are you? I was just...
Hey, Mom.
Hold on a second, Kat. What is it, babe?
Is that Kevin on the phone?
It is.
coming over tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
Lucy, is everything all right?
Yeah, the strangest thing just happened. Pauly just asked if you're coming over, and he's never asked that about anybody before.
Well, that's not really surprising. I don't mean any offense to you, but he's not really the biggest fan of people.
No offense taken, because I agree, but doesn't it make you see how special this is? That's an exciting development, isn't it, Kevin?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, Luce. I'm just trying to process that. I mean, you told me about so many people who tried to reach him and failed. It feels weird to have succeeded, but I mean, weird in a good way.
I'm glad to hear that. So see you then?
Yeah, you bet.
You know, this movie reminds me of when Harry met Sally.
A good observation. Yeah. Actually, Annie Hall planted the seed to make pretty much all rom-coms possible.
Oh, so Woody Allen single-handedly created the rom-com?
No, the cast members and crew members of the Annie Hall knockoffs helped.
You were such a dork. That's not an insult, though. It's why I keep you around. One of many reasons.
Uh-oh, a compliment. This is unfamiliar turf for Kevin. Seeking to avoid discomfort, he turns his attention back to the movie. Lucy keeps looking at him. He pretends not to notice, but he can't keep up the charade.
What? Something wrong?
Just waiting. This is about the time when you start to ramble about whatever movie, book, or band you've introduced me to.
You can predict when I'm gonna start rambling, huh? That's a shame. 'Cause predictable is a synonym for boring.
Kevin, if there's one thing you're not, it's boring. So you're gonna start rambling?
Yeah, I can. Where do I begin? I guess I'll start with Albie Singer himself. There's two things I always found interesting about him. The first is how, as the movie progresses, his confidence level goes down. Like, for example, you know how when Annie wanted to quit singing, he wouldn't let her?
Yes, I thought that was very sweet of him.
It was. But, you know, as her confidence goes up, his goes down, and it's like her independence triggers his insecurity.
Those are all interesting points, but you said there were two things you found interesting about him. What was the second?
Well, the whole movie is told from his point of view, right? All we can see are his memories.
Mm-hmm.
So that made me start to think we're dealing with an unreliable narrator here.
Yeah, you know, I've heard that term before, but I never really understood what it meant.
Basically, someone who lies by exclusion. They act like they'll leave out key details that would make them look bad, but then they're acting like they tell us the whole story.
Yeah, but if we only just met the narrator, how do we know if he's leaving anything out?
That is a great question. Damn, you're sharp. I gotta be careful handling you, or I might cut myself. Now, to answer that wonderful inquiry, usually authors expose unreliable narrators by they'll show things from another character's perspective. I don't think Albie's lying to trick us. I think he does it out of self-preservation. You see, I mean, Albie, he's clearly got low self-esteem, and people who are like that, they have a hard time facing their mistakes. I mean, admitting to them is like the equivalent of saying, well, yes, as a matter of fact, I am a piece of shit.
Now, how would you know that?
First-hand experience, lady.
Lucy's eyes tell us that she senses the depths of his pain, and it breaks her heart that she can't do anything about it.
So anyway, with that in mind, I was like, yeah, this guy is gonna leave out things so the breakup looks like it's all Annie's fault. And then I realized some of the memories do show him in a negative light. Now, it's like, hey, no, you know what? I think he is a reliable narrator. That still leaves me with one question though.
Wait, don't say it. Let me take a guess. If he can tell us in an honest way what's happening, why can't he explain what caused the breakup?
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe it's because if the roles were reversed, he wouldn't have made that decision. What I mean is, like, he's not able to see things from another person's point of view.
Yeah, that makes sense. That fits with what I was saying about him. You know, that's why I like you so much. You complete me.
Jerry Maguire? Isn't that another Annie Hall ripoff?
I'd say no because of the sports angle. Albie's a nerd.
Oh, but he was a basketball fan. Remember the scene at the party when his wife caught him watching the game in the bedroom?
Once again, you've amazed me.
Oh yeah? How much?
And now, pose me another great question. Well, I hope the answer measures up. What do you think?
I'd say it does.
End scene. Act 3, scene 18, the tower, 2nd floor.
Oh, talk about life imitating art. I was carrying out about how Albie couldn't face his flaws, and here I am trying to avoid memories of the breakup. And why? Because it proves one thing. When I go for swim in the waters of assholery, I go straight past the kiddie pool and dive headfirst into the deep end.
I set a goal.
Hey, hold on there, friend. At any rate, if I want to suppress it, I need to find a conversation that's interesting enough to do the job. So, hey, no time like the present.
I set a goal to sleep with twice as many women this year as I did last year. I hit that number back in January.
While you were busy getting your nether regions stroked, I was stroking my boss's ego. One of our vice presidents retired, and I wanted that job. Of course, so did a lot of other people. And most of them were more qualified than me, but you know what, my friend? I managed to prove an old cliche wrong. Flattery can get you somewhere.
Father Mathis just got investigated for child molestation, right? When he heard I was the one looking into the charges, he came to me out of desperation. Wouldn't you know it, I found no evidence that he molested anyone.
Well, that's good. I mean, it stands to reason that some of those priests are falsely accused. I can't believe they're all guilty.
Well, he was, though. I dropped by his apartment once and he had the most disgusting pictures strewn all over the place.
Then how could you say he wasn't guilty?
Give me the couple of grand a month for life and I'll say just about anything. Now that I think about it, shouldn't your psychic abilities have let you know he was guilty?
Psychic ability? Oh man, that stuff isn't real. I just pretend it is because there are so many suckers willing to hand over their firstborn just so they can believe that they're talking to a dead relative. The kicker is, they usually ask to talk to someone they couldn't stand when they were alive.
How's the new director at your job?
He seems okay. He's a bit inexperienced, though.
Well, that's because he is. You see, he's my nephew. He doesn't have even half the experience needed for that position, but I love that kid. I wanted to see him get ahead, so I pulled a few strings to get him there.
Oh, well, he is easier to tolerate than the other idiot they hired. This guy goes around all day spreading rumors about people. He's in no position to judge anyone. Do you want to know what he did? I heard he did. Well, there was this one time when he was out there and he...
Thanks for that tip about Mr. Richie Rich being out of town. Me and the crew got so much stuff that we haven't even been able to set it all up. I plan on sending you some of the proceeds to show my appreciation.
Oh, glad I could help. I wish I could help myself, too. The real estate market is tough right now, and although I did get a lucky break recently, one of my clients, this old lady from Mayfair Park, and she wants to sell quickly. So these newlyweds came along and they made a decent offer, but they had their own agent, which means I have to split a commission. I hate to having to do that. I mean, they were working with a grant program called the First Time Buyers Club, so I used that to my advantage. I told my client that if she sold to them, they would take months or maybe even years to close. Of course, that's not true at all, but you know, she didn't know that. So she told the couple then and their agent to go and get fucked.
Really? An old bag said that?
I'm paraphrasing. Anyway, it wasn't long before another couple came along without an agent, and they bought it for the full asking price. So with that victory in mind, I raise a toast to the free market.
To the free market. Yesterday, Timmy sent me an angry rant about his girlfriend. I knew a good opportunity when I see one, so I took some screenshots of the whole thing and sent them to her. When she wrote back to me bashing him, I sent those messages to Timmy.
Oh, that is funny. I pulled a stunt of my own on some freshman dweebs at Skidmore. These pampered, trust fund babies came to me because they were itching to try cocaine. I told them I had some top-notch, high-quality, laboratory-created goods, so it was going to be about triple the usual asking price. They forked over the money without a question. I wonder what kind of high they got from snorting Cascade.
Oh.
While my twin brother was at work, I went to his house and I told his wife, I got out early, honey. And then I nailed her.
Oh.
The lawyer's office received the papers today, and now when my uncle dies, I'll get the entire inheritance. All that time practicing the stingy old bastard signature paid off.
Oh, man.
I started a GoFundMe campaign where I said I lost all my belongings in a fire. I had over 100,000 in an hour. It's amazing how no one questions a sob story like that.
Oh my God. After all these horrible conversations, I look forward to the next memory.
And scene. Act 3, Scene 19, memory number 8, Lucy's place.
Well, the party is in about an hour. I better start getting ready to change.
You sure it's okay if I go in this?
You're fine. I doubt anybody even bothers to dress up. I'm just doing it because I rarely get the chance. I'll be right back.
Okay.
What you reading, Kev?
It's called AIJA. It's by an English chap named Clive Barker. Actually, you might know him without realizing it. You ever heard of the Hellraiser movies?
Those are the ones with the guy with the nails in his head, right?
Uh-huh.
Mom won't let me watch those, but I've seen that guy before. So, what's the book about?
Oh, that's hard to sum up, but I'll do my best to be quick. I wouldn't want to bore you to tears.
Your stories aren't boring. I hear you talking to Mom about movies and stuff sometimes. I don't always understand them, but they sound pretty cool.
Really? Thanks, bud. That means a lot. Anyway, so this book is about these 5 different worlds that are called dominions, and together they all make up the AIJA, hence the name of the book. Earth is the 5th dominion, but it's separated from the others for some reason. Although there is a ceremony called the reconciliation that could reunite them. Some people want to try that again, but there's others who don't, because, well, if magic were as common on Earth as it is in the other dominions, then the people here that already have magic abilities, they wouldn't have as much power. And if there's one thing people in power hate, it's when you take some of it on them.
That doesn't seem very fair.
It's not. There's no reason so few should be so powerful and so many so powerless. Anyway, so if the reconciliation is successful, then all 5 of the dominions, the AIJA just becomes one big, huge, continuous ring. Which is kind of like, that's kind of like life itself, you know? Life is can be one big, huge repeating loop. But sometimes you get back to the start, and you retain all the knowledge you got last time around. That means even if you're in the same situations over and over again, you can avoid making the same mistakes. It means, well, that's something. It means there's hope that tomorrow can be better than today.
That's pretty cool, Kev. Be right back. I gotta go pee.
Kids. Uh-oh, he didn't pause the game. I better pause after he comes back and finds out he's dead. Whoa. Hey kids, you should come down here and take a look at Mom.
Why did you say that?
Jeez. Look at her in that dress. I always thought she was cute, but no. My girlfriend's a hottie. Yeah, looking at her makes me think of my romantic track record. It's been pathetic, to say the least. Actually, Erwin said it best, but I guess can't remember how he phrased it.
I said you had a revolving door for a heart.
That's it. Thank you, my friend.
Oh, will you lay off of him?
Hey, he agrees with me. So what's the big deal?
He agrees because you bullied him into agreeing with you. Don't listen to this guy don't let this guy get too much inside your head, Kev. He means well, but sometimes he can warp reality so much that you wind up thinking that the sky is green and the grass is blue.
I know what you mean, but can I get back to my memory now?
Oh, sure thing, Kev.
Sorry.
No need to apologize. Good. Revolving door for a heart. Yeah. That's why I used to drop the L word too soon, but I haven't done that with this young lady here. I don't think it's even crossed my mind to say it. I don't know. I think that means one thing. That for once, not even realizing it, I've really fallen in love with my partner. That's right. I love you, Lucy Grossman, and it's about time I told you.
As he looks at her, Kevin's lips curl into the type of grin that only someone truly in love can possess. End scene. Act 3, Scene 20, The Tower, first floor.
Hello, folks.
Kevin, what are you still doing here?
I keep running into people I know. I didn't want to be rude, so I just got drawn into one conversation after the next.
Well, you take the stairs? I mean, why not take the elevator? Actually, forgot the question. It doesn't matter, but, question? Well, it does matter. Why do you want to leave? Is it just because Lucy is your ex, or because some other exes are here? Or the only one you're trying to avoid is Lucy?
That's because I don't care about my other exes.
Now we're getting somewhere. You still care about
And that's not what I meant.
Well, what else could it have meant? Oh wait, it's because she's here with her new boyfriend. If that's it, then let me lay your worries to rest. I ran into him earlier, and he is one ultra laid-back guy. Plus, he wouldn't mind if you talked to her. I told him you were worried about running into them. But...
You did what?
Well, what's the big deal? You know, I wanted to find a stance on the issue so I could reassure you everything was fine.
Reassure me. And what if he said he wanted to kick my ass, Erwin?
Well, you'd be reassured that your instincts were right.
That's got to be the most ridiculous, nonsensical, ass-backwards argument I've ever heard in my life.
It's not an argument. It's my reasoning.
Okay. Listen here, Captain Semantics. I said you wouldn't understand why I want to leave, and Since me not wanting to get my ass kicked is something you do understand? I mean, that's not the goddamn reason!
All right. Yep, calm down. I didn't realize we were gonna get upset, but, you know, now that I think about it, I see why you would want them to know if you're worried about running into her. I'm sorry, man. Hold on a sec. Oh, shoot, wait for this call. Excuse me, folks.
Karen, Cody, over here. Hey, do either of you know Kevin Seward?
I don't believe so. It's nice to meet you guys.
Glad to make your acquaintance, Kevin.
Oh, likewise.
I didn't expect to see you, Karen. I heard something awful happened. Is it true your mother died? Oh, I'm so sorry, you poor thing. But I admire you for being here. I'd be too much of a mess to leave the house.
I am a mess. But I had a victory to celebrate. See, my mom lived in my childhood home and my siblings were on the deed. But I convinced Mom to take them off it. This afternoon, we heard the reading of the will, and it was such a thrill to see the look on their faces when they found that out.
Why did you do that, Karen? She was their mom, too.
You wouldn't know it by the way they treated her, or should I say, didn't treat her. Once they moved out of the area, it was like they all forgot she existed. I mean, I live on the east side of Troy, okay? Danny lives over the bridge of Manans, and do you know how many times they visited her?
I have no
I can
idea.
count them on one hand. Oh, no, scratch that. One finger.
I'm sorry, Karen. I didn't know.
Yeah, because you didn't even bother to find out, did you? I opened up to you because I thought you were my friend, you'd be understanding, but you're just another judgmental, high horse riding bitch.
Excuse me, gentlemen, but there's a see you next Tuesday needs an attitude adjustment. Before I go, I want to give you one small tip, Kev. When you leave, you should use those double doors. They'll take you out to a side patio. You can get to the parking lot from there. But do yourself a favor and take in the view looking out over the city. At this time of year, with all the Christmas lights going up and down every street, it's breathtaking.
Will do. Thanks, Bill.
Hey, is the money there? Good, then send the info. Look, I don't trust the Chinese either, but they offered to pay the most, so I had to go with them. You know how much I like them. Just get it done. Bye.
Holy shit, I thought running into Lucy's ex-boyfriend would be scary. Oh, I better get the hell out of here.
Holy cow, is that Kevin Seward?
Well, Ben Davies. Wow, I hardly recognize you in that outfit. And, Georgia Criswell, how you doing?
I'm good.
Don't lie to me, man. She's been bitching about her roommate all night. In fact, I'm gonna go get another round. You should ask her about it. You ready for a refill?
Yes, thank you.
What's up? I guess, tell me about this horrible roommate.
So Ben kind of misspoke there. This girl isn't my roommate. She's a house guest. Her name is Hillary. I met her when I lived in California a few years ago. She said she wanted to give Albany a try, and I let her crash in my place, but I regret it now. It's been a month, and she is still there. She keeps saying, "Give me a break! Relocating is a slow process!" That's all BS though. She's just milking it. So I started doing things to motivate her to get out, and I think my latest stunt will finally do the trick. She asked if I could leave my house keys with her while I was at work so she could go job hunting. She even promised me that she'd be back before I was stuck, or so I wouldn't be stuck outside my place.
That all sounds very, reasonable and thoughtful of her. But you didn't let her have the keys, did you?
No way! Then I told her if she wanted to go out, she only had one option, to leave by the fire escape. That suggestion wasn't funny enough, but you know what made it even funnier? The ladder on our fire escape doesn't go all the way down to the sidewalk. It stops about 10 feet in the air. I wish I could have seen the look on her face when she saw that.
Right. And on that note, I've got to go. Oh.
Kev, where are you headed?
I'm getting out of here, Ben. I'm sorry. Georgie was telling me about the stuff with her friend there. And I gotta go. She's despicable.
I know. I know. Can you believe Hillary isn't out yet?
I meant Georgia's despicable.
Oh, well. Well, to each their own. I guess I bet you'd think differently if you had a freeloader at your place.
Where's your empathy, man? You've been in positions like Hillary, maybe even worse. In fact, I got a question for you. I mean, look at you, man. It looks like your life done a full 180. You got fancy clothes. You're buying rounds. What gives?
Do you know Otto Dillinger? Heir to the Dillinger fortune? Well, I crossed paths with him about a year ago. For some reason, he decided to help me out. I was in the gutter, you know. This saint, he lifted me out of it, you know. His partners have said the old man has taken to me as if I was his son.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know. And more fooled him, right?
What do you mean?
You see, he never double checks my work. I mean, half the time he doesn't even ask what I'm doing. So he's completely unaware of the fact that the Dillinger Company gives me a regular salary and every now and then an extra bonus. Anyway, my lady friend here is waiting for a drink. I'll see you later, Kev.
MC.
Act 3, Scene 21, the Tower Patio.
Okay, I'm in the clear now. Just gotta get my keys out. Wait, there's that view Belle told me about. I can check that out for a second. Wow, this is definitely an amazing view. This is the distraction I needed all night. All right. Look at the pretty lights, Kev. Christmas spirit, holiday cheer, peace on earth and goodwill to shit. It's not working. It's just that awful, cringe-inducing memory is on its way. I might as well let nature take its course now. It hurts worse to fight it. Oh, and spoiler alert. If any of you have been dying to know why Lucy broke up with me, you're about to be sorely disappointed, because you're not going to find out, because she never told me. Anyway, I figured I'd warn you now, because some people want, expect, demand those answers. But we don't always get them, do we? Anyway, on to the dismemberment. You know, I've been poring over the lyrics of this Smashing Pumpkins song Stellar all week. I still can figure out only one line. The weight hurts worse than the blows.
Kevin?
That's because I know Billy Corgan was abused as a kid, and I know he's basically saying when he wasn't getting hit, he was anticipating it. So he's saying that anticipation can be just as bad as the abuse sometimes. So, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit here with these lyrics till I figure it out. They are not smarter than me.
Kevin.
I will.
I'm
Sorry
sorry.
if it's okay, Lucy.
Yes.
You really don't snap at me like that.
No, I haven't, but, you know, sometimes when you're on a roll, it's hard to get a word in edgewise. So I need to be forceful in order to speak. This isn't working out.
Working out. Wait a minute. Usually, people say something like that when they're about to break up with someone. That can't be what you're about to do. I mean, things have been great.
They've been okay, they've not been great.
Okay, you do know it's not April 1st, right, Lucy? And even if it is, that would be the worst April Fool's joke ever. So you can, just drop the act now and say it's, I don't know, your job that's not working out, or living here, or your plumbing, or something. Just don't tell me to break up with me.
I'm breaking up with you, Kevin.
I don't understand. Why? Why now? Why at all?
I don't want to get into it. I just need you to leave.
Oh, isn't that great? So you get to control when it ends, and I don't even get to know why.
Please don't yell at me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Highness. Is this volume acceptable?
Don't call me that. Just because I'm breaking up with you doesn't make me a goddamn princess.
Well, how do you expect me to react? Excuse me. How do you expect me to react when you tell me you're breaking up with me out of the clear blue?
It's not out of the clear blue. I've been thinking about this for a while. I just didn't know how to bring it up.
A while. Didn't know how to. You know you can talk to me about anything. You could have. No, you should have told me about this feeling when it started. Then we could have maybe, worked through it. That would have been the fair thing to do.
You're right. Ambushing like you like this is not fair, but you know what else isn't fair? Staying in this relationship where I feel like I'm just going through the motions.
But you didn't feel like that. So again, I ask, why now?
I told you to stop yelling at me.
I can't help it.
Why not?
Because you're breaking up with me, and today I finally plan on telling you I love you. Lucy, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have yelled at you like that. Listen, I know when things go right, it can be just as scary as when they go wrong. I mean, hey, it's like Billy Corgan sings, the weight hurts worse than the blows. But if we support each other through stuff like that, we'll come out on the other side of that fear stronger than we went into it. I guess what I'm trying to say is, there's hope tomorrow can be better than today.
Oh, Kevin, I was afraid you were going to say that.
Which part?
I love you.
So that's it then. You know what? There's nothing to be upset about here. You made the right choice, Lizzie. We never should have even entered into a romantic relationship anyway. It's never destined to be worth much, but you know what? I must admit, the sex was amazing.
What did you just say?
I said you're right.
Not that part, the other part.
I said the sex, the relationship sucked, but the sex was amazing. Why? Oh wait, I know you agree with me. Well, then why don't we keep that part going? Friends with benefits style. You know what? What's the look on that face? Is that like a new idea or something? Not in this day and age, sister. Look, it's about time. You know what? This relationship is nothing more than rebound for the both of us. You know it. I know it. Now we don't have to be polite about it anymore. But again, nothing will change the fact that the sex was just it's out of this world. And I know you agree with me on that because actions speak louder than words. And with the way you writhe and thrash around, it's amazing. Neither one of us got hurt.
What is wrong with you? Have you gone crazy?
No one around here's gone crazy. Not yet, anyway. But if anyone does go crazy, it's going to be you. Tonight, when we're between the sheets and I'm drilling you like a mad tennis. Tear it!
Lucy's expression is what you'd expect of someone who heard this, but Kevin's look is surprising. It isn't one of anger, but of pain. With eyes clamped shut, he turns away.
You son of a bitch.
There's no reason to bring my mother into this.
Get out! Now!
Kevin is still trying to get himself under control, and he knows he better not move until he does. Eventually, his facial muscles relax, and he opens his eyes.
You know what? My pleasure.
Oh, and here's a tip for the future. don't ramble about movies, books, or bands so much. Usually, only 2 people in the whole world even know what the hell you're talking about. You think it makes you sound so worldly and knowledgeable? Well, it doesn't. All it does is bore people to tears, and they are not impressed at all.
Now you see why I wanted to avoid that memory? It doesn't exactly show me my finest hour. Then again, why should I hide it, you know? We've all had moments like that. They're called mistakes, and they're part of life. Mistakes themselves don't really, that's not what's important. What's important is what we do after we made them. Do we learn from them, grow and change, become better people, or we keep making the same ones over and over? And here's another thing about mistakes. You shouldn't let them, excuse me, you shouldn't let them define who you are, because, you know, unlike characters you see in movies, books, or plays, in real life, no one's a hero or a villain 100% of the time. Anyway, that's how our last interaction went. And she made quick work of cutting me out of her life 150%. She blocked me on Facebook. I sent an email, it came back, no such email found. Send a text, it says message failed to send. And when I tried calling, I heard this.
The number you have reached is not accepting calls at this time. Please try your call again later.
Now, I know what you're thinking. How could this asshole expect her to talk to him after that shit? I didn't expect that, though. I just wanted to talk to her long enough to say I was sorry. I never had the chance, though, and so because of that, I've been holding on to that regret ever since. You know, it's there in the bathroom mirror every morning. But there's nothing I can do except just shake my head and say, Kevin. Oh, Kevin.
Kevin?
Oh, shit.
Lights come up. Lucy by the patio doors. She approaches him.
It's Lucy. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I've been good.
That's not what I've heard. People are telling me this is your first time out of your apartment in months.
Yeah. Well, since you heard that, I might as well be honest. It's been rough.
I know how you feel. Look, just because I ended things doesn't mean it was easy for me. At first I wondered if I made the right choice, and then even after I passed the uncertainty phase, I still thought about you. When Erwin invited me to this party, I wondered if you'd show up. And then when I got someone to watch my kids, I was worried if you did show up, I'd miss you. What's funny?
Nothing. Who did you get to watch the kids anyway?
My boyfriend's sister, oh geez. I just looked that out, and I don't even know if you knew I was dating anybody.
I've been made aware of that, yes.
Well, we can talk about that later. Right now I want to ask you something that I've been hearing that's kind of upsetting to me. Kevin, are you leaving this party early to avoid me?
I guess Erwin told you that, right? Yeah. Well, I'll talk to that boy later. No, that's not it. I wasn't leaving to avoid you. I was leaving so you could avoid me. See, when Erwin told me you were here, I immediately thought of the way I acted when you broke up with me. I was a dick.
That's an understatement.
Hey, I'm already owning up to what I did. You don't have to grind me further in the dirt about it, okay?
You're right. I'm sorry. Please, go on.
Thank you. Anyway, as I said, I was a jerk.
No, you said you were a dick.
And I remembered when you told me you hadn't had an adult night out in years. So I realized this is a special and rare occasion for you, and I didn't want to ruin it, not even for a second, so I was gonna leave, you know, that sounded so good in my head. Now that I say it out loud, it just sounds arrogant, you know, like the presence of the great and wonderful Kevin Seward would affect you so much.
Oh, you're wrong about yourself, Kevin. You said you acted like a dick. That doesn't mean you were one. You were hurting, and pain can cause people to act in ways that are out of character for themselves. I understand that. And besides, your reason for leaving was more sweet than arrogant. I mean, after all, most people might enjoy ruining their ex's night out.
Yeah, well, I'm not most people.
Another understatement.
They look at each other and smile. With this gesture, the tension between them begins to dissolve.
Lucy, I want to apologize to you. You didn't deserve to hear any of that. That day.
Kevin.
I remember thinking, she's breaking up with me, and she won't tell me why. That hurts. I'm gonna hurt her back. I mean,
Kevin.
how immature can you get? It's the emotional equivalent of punching someone who accidentally stepped on your foot.
Kevin.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to startle you, but when you get on a roll, it's difficult to word it edgewise. So I needed to be forceful.
When and where have I heard that line before?
I don't know. Anyway, your behavior wasn't the only one that was less than admirable that day. First, I blindsided you. Secondly, it wasn't right not to tell you why I did it. I can tell you now if you still want to know.
No offense, I don't think I could handle hearing that tonight, Lucy. Rain check, yeah?
Lastly, there was that crack I made about how you shouldn't ramble about movies, books, and bands so much. Carrying on like that is what makes you unique. That was a really low blow, and I'm so sorry I said it.
Wow, that's, apology accepted.
Good. And I accept yours too.
I'm glad to hear that, although I must admit, I don't know how you can. I mean, I said I love you, and for my encore, I followed it up with all those nasty comments. Never understood how people do that. How do they save the most hurtful behavior for the people they say they love?
You know, that reminds me of that Blue Airplane song that you played for me, where they say you hurt the ones you love, but I don't think that's true. The ones you love are most prepared to be hurt by the things you do.
You remembered that?
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
Because I'm not as oblivious to reality as some people think. I know when most people listen to me ramble on about stuff like that, they're only humoring me. They pretend to act interested, but they don't really care to hear it.
Kevin, you were sharing a part of who you are with me. I was never humoring you. I always cared to hear it.
A moment of silence, during which we can practically see the weight being lifted from their shoulders. Then, suddenly...
Lucy.
I'm so glad you came out tonight.
Me too. Hey, you know something?
I know a lot of things, but I sense you're going somewhere with this, so I'll play ball. What's up?
There's something you should see, Weisenheimer. Belinda told me about it. Come here, I'll check it out. What do you think of this view, huh?
Wow, it's so beautiful.
I thought so too. Hey, you know, before I forget, there's one thing I wanted to tell you. You were right about something. Well, no, you were right about a lot of things. But one thing, you hit the bullseye. There is hope that tomorrow can be better than today.
Well, if I was only ever right about one thing, I'm glad it was that.
Lucy, this could be the start of a beautiful friendship.
Is that from a movie?
Are you gonna how You're gonna tell me you don't know a quote from Casablanca? Come on, I could understand when you didn't know movies like Eraserhead or Redneck Zombies, but come on. Casablanca's a classic. It's about this guy, Rick Blaine. who
Oh,
put-
wait. I brought you something.
A Christmas card. Yeah, I don't even know what to say.
You don't have to say anything, just read it.
All right. Dear Kevin, if you're reading this, then that means I'm standing right beside you because the only way I was going to give it to you was in person. I heard you're still sad about our breakup, but you shouldn't be because at the end of the day, you're still a sweet, kind, giving person. In fact, you give yourself more than anyone else I know. And I'm hopeful that for this Christmas, you give me the one gift that would make me happier than anything else. I had it once, and then I lost it. But I hope you're willing to let me have it again. And that gift would be your friendship. Love, Lucy. Merry Christmas, Lucy.
Merry Christmas, Kevin.
So, yeah, Casablanca is about this guy named Rick Blaine. He's played by Humphrey Bogart, and he falls in love with this woman who's played by Ingmar Bergman. And did I say? Wait. Did I say Ingmar? Did I say Ingmar Bergman?
You did.
No, I meant Ingrid Bergman. Ingmar Bergman was a film director. He did this movie called that starred a guy named Max von Sydow. You might know him without even realizing. I'll give you a hint.
Mm-hmm.
Power of Christ compels you. Power of Christ compels you. Yeah, he was the old priest.
Curtain fall.